Well, we've got a business alert. The countdown is on. Just over 24 hours until the public decision is made. They may have already made it in private, but tomorrow we find out whether interest rates will be down.
And right now during our show, you need to tune in at this time tomorrow. 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time is when we will have it for you. But for now, the Federal Reserve Chairman and his board are meeting right now behind those doors to discuss it. At this hour, they're hashing it all out. Now, the markets seem to be basically just expecting at least a quarter-point cut. Some are hoping for a full point, but should Ben Bernanke and company give them what they want? Our Fox panel is here to talk about it. Tom Atkins from Remax Fairlawn, who just met Liz Clayman. I'm surprised about that. Pat Powell.
She is lovely.
Who is old friends with Liz Clayman. Good to see you, Pat. Peter Schiff, CEO of Euro Pacific Capital, and Gary Kaltbaum of Kaltbaum and Associates. Ladies first, Pat. Is it a done deal already? We say that the decision is going to be made tomorrow. Have they already made it?
I'm pretty sure they have.
And what is it?
I think they're going to raise. I'm with the consensus on this. I think they're going to raise. I don't think
they cut?
Lower.
I mean, sorry. Excuse me.
Raise it lower. You had a 50% chance of being right.
Hey, I think that's been Fed policy for 20 years.
Yeah, right. That's right.
No, I think they're going to cut by a quarter of a point. I don't think they should. But
has it been worked into the market?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The consensus. If the market doesn't get it, the market's going to have a really tough day tomorrow.
Peter Schiff, whether they raise, and that does seem to be a little bit of the consensus. Should they raise?
You mean cut? And no, they shouldn't
Look
cut.
At me.
Sorry.
Everybody's unfortunately, they're probably going to cut. It's disgraceful. They should be raising rates. They never should have lowered them in the first place. As an investor, of course, I'm profiting dramatically from what they're doing. My clients and my money is invested in gold and gold stocks and oil and foreign currencies and foreign stocks. These are the things that are benefiting from the inflation the Fed is creating. But the average American, all he's got is his wages. And what the Fed is doing is reducing the value of American paychecks every single day.
Are you nuts? Net income growth has been up 10% per year for 5 straight years.
But
what's so terrible about that? Oh, by the way, I'm not defending the Fed. Quite frankly, I think the Fed has been run bass backwards for at least 25 years. And Alan Greenspan running the Ben Bernanke. Look, right now, the reason why you have a terrible real estate market is because they raise rates too much, too fast. And how do we know? Because the Fed blinked last meeting. They dropped it. Yeah. There's no policy change in America anywhere at any level. That means that they made a mistake and they know it. And now they're trying to fix their mistake.
Yeah, those are nominal. Those are nominal income gains. The average American's wages, their dollars, the dollar is losing value. It's hitting all-time record lows against a basket of currencies. It's going down every day.
Yeah, if you're buying Ireland, it matters, I guess. But if you're buying in America, it's wonderful.
Gary, go ahead.
Purchasing power is going down right here.
Let's let Gary talk. Go ahead, Gary.
Look, after listening to Peter, I'm moving to Switzerland. I mean, everything's heck in a handbasket here. Look, I don't like the Fed. I don't think there should be a Fed. They're probably playing Parcheesi right now and having some food.
He's right.
Look, I think they're going to lower a quarter point. I think they should stand pat. Let me tell you who they're catering to. They're catering to Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers, Washington Mutual, and all the hedge funds that are 15-to-1 margin in ridiculous products just so they can get things better so nobody goes bankrupt. They're not helping the individual. Matter of fact, mortgage rates have gone up since the last rate cut, so they're doing nothing for nobody as far as I'm concerned.
I agree with something somebody else said.
What about this? We had Alan Greenspan, when we had him on a couple of weeks ago, suggested that maybe, just maybe, the world could survive without the Fed. Is Alan Greenspan right?
Not in that regard. And Alan Greenspan is sort of forgetting what he's done and what Paul Volcker before him has done. He's forgetting that the reason we have such low interest rates has to do with 9/11. It has to do with the Fed loading the market with liquidity to stabilize the economy after 9/11. The fact that we have such a great economy to a great extent is because of the prudent moves by the Fed and the fortuitous tax cut we got in 2000.
No, it's not. We don't have a great economy.
I am with Gary in that. When he says that the Fed is pandering, there are a lot of people who feel that the Fed gets these phone calls through other people. I mean, who knows who's making the calls?
Let's not forget who the Fed works for.
Us.
The Fed does not work for the American people. It doesn't work for the government. The Fed works for the banks. So what you have is there's an area if the Fed cuts too much, they create inflation. There's an area if the Fed increases rates too much, they crush the economy. And there's a big fat gray area in between, and they're always on the high side where the banks make the money and the people get screwed.
We don't. Remember, we don't have a great economy. We have a terrible economy. We're borrowing. Will you let me finish? We're borrowing a bunch of money from the rest of the world to consume what they produce. Interest rates are low, not because Americans are saving, but because foreign governments are irresponsibly lending us money.
Hey, you know, Peter, before you say it's all the Chinese that are responsible for our good economy, don't forget about all the workers, all the entrepreneurs in the United States who do a lot to make this country great.
We don't be the most productive in the world, by the way.
We don't have a good economy. We're not the most productive in the world. American workers,
but it's not China that makes this country work. It's the United States workers that make this country work.
But the problem is they're not working enough. They're consuming too much. We're spending too much. We're not producing. We're not saving.
Peter, why hasn't it imploded yet? I've been listening to you for a long time, and this guy, Peter, has made a lot of money for his clients. That is true, and so he's clearly making some money for somebody, but I want to know why then has the economy not imploded?
It is happening. I mean, it's not, I guess it's not going to explode all at once, but you can see what's happening to the cost of living. You can see what's happening to food prices, energy prices. You can see the incredible buildup of external liabilities. You can see the housing bubble beginning to collapse. I mean, it's all happening.
By the price of like televisions and stereos and all the other things that go down. You can't look at one aspect of the economy.
Go ahead.
That's not true.
Pat Powell, go ahead.
Tom has it exactly right. It's a market basket. Yes, oil is going up. Yes, food is going up. But Tom has it right. It's televisions that are coming down. And by the way, housing prices are coming down.
No, you know, we had the same.
Peter, hold on a
that's just not true.
Hold on, Peter. Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead, Gary.
Hold on. This is not the Peter show. First off, I want to say whatever Tom is on, I want to have. Tom, whatever you're drinking, God bless you.
Money.
Let me just say this as far as the Fed. If the Fed wants to do something right, let's turn back the clock about 3 years ago when Alan Greenspan watched these lenders lower the bar as far as can be and handed out money to anybody, causing what we are seeing right now.
Alan Greenspan's not responsible for that. Alan Greenspan's responsible for interest rates,
Gang. We gotta move on, but we're going to keep all of these panelists. If you like them for the first round, wait till you see them for the second.